and gentlemen, we are live!
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There's no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. It's not like Google and Facebook. It's not like Apple and Amazon. Yeah, we can debate Apple or Amazon. What's better? They both look like tech monopolies to me. They both look pretty good. On the other end, Bitcoin or no. Bitcoin. Bitcoin's crypto asset. This entire idea of like 60% dominance is bullshit, ridiculous, stupid, right? Like, it's stupid. It's not 60% dominant. It's like 96% or 95% dominant, right? The thing, and you compare it as a crypto asset to a like kind of proof of work crypto network, right? There's going to be a store of value. You know, you're lucky if you find it, you can scrape together 5% of other stuff in the last bucket, so there is no real commitment.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to Trench Capital. How's it going, Mr. Alphaballer? How you doing?
How's it going, Money Gang? Welcome back, chat. Oh man, you know what do you mean, how's it going? You don't see what is happening in the world of crypto? We have so much stuff to talk about today. We have ProveX, we have crypto dumping. Oh my God, we have like Bitmine, we have Tom Lee under minus 8.7 billions unrealized lows. We have MicroStrategy. So much good stuff to talk about in today's live. So happy to be here, man. How are you? How are we feeling?
It's all playing out as I've said for a long while. I feel validated, but like people don't like this kind of stuff. We can see from the numbers, bro. Like the numbers themselves. It's really, really interesting how people are approaching this and the kind of freak out. I said a while back, I mean, we've said this on the show, we've said this previously in spaces, wherever it is, that MicroStrategy are going to sell. And when they sell, it's going to cause issues. I don't, like, I want to be careful because I don't want to be too bearish. But the amount of treasury companies, we're not talking just MicroStrategy, but also other treasury companies that hold Bitcoin are underwater. Most of them averaging around 85K to 95K in terms of their average price they paid for each Bitcoin that they own. So we are in an interesting situation. People freak out, and we'll talk about that. People freak out and go crazy, but I love bear markets, bro. I honestly, I absolutely love heavily discounted prices, and I love the fact that people have life-changing opportunities within the next. I mean, we're what now? January, February, March, April, May, June, right? Q2. We're basically going into Q3, and Q3, Q4 is going to be massive. I genuinely think that it's going to be a really important. Q4 is when you typically get your all-time low. Sorry, excuse me, your cycle low, and then we go up only hopefully after that. So we'll see.
You're very right on that, because bear markets is where the real Trench Capital is built, right? Is where
100%.
your wealth is built, is how you position yourself, what coins you are accumulating, or what your positions you are taking right for the bull market when it comes. because man, I can say the same. I'm happy and not happy. Some of my bags are not happy, but overall, like excited for the new opportunities because you don't get often to buy cheap prices, especially when other guys are like minus 50% or even more on their buys. So
Yeah, 100%. Like
great.
that's the thing. It's and people are so quick and quite early to be like, you know, it went down so quite quickly, right? It went from 83K down to today we're sitting at 65. Went down as low as 64K, just on the basis, MicroStrategy sold 32 Bitcoin, I think it was, like
32
2.5 million.
Bitcoins. That's right.
Nothing, absolutely nothing. So we had this cascade of liquidations, but then on top of that, like the reality is that they're going to have to sell more. They're going to have to sell way more. And I think that people start to realize that the 4-year cycle is intact, even though they don't like to admit it. And a lot of people don't like the predictability of it, but it's just everything works in kind of cycles. Like the gold market works in a longest time frame cycle. Same with crypto, and it's been the only real steady haven principle when it comes to crypto. I think since probably 2017, something like that, where the thesis came out, 2016, 2017. So personally, I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited to probably buy the dip. I mean, a lot of people are excited for what's to come, but also like it's very interesting. Where does the floor get set? Is the floor lava? Is it going to go down further? And typically, like people deploy a lot of capital right now, then they watch it go down a further 20, 30, 40%, depends what coin they're in. So
It is. It's hard, honestly, to catch. It's like catching a funny knife right now because, yes, the news is out that they sold and they probably will sell more. The floor is not even near, man. Like, probably we've seen some bounces here and there, but chart-wise, it doesn't show any clear resistance because it's like bouncing a little bit, going more down, bouncing a little bit, going more down. And as you said, 4-year cycle, history repeats itself. Sell in main, walk away. All of those points are just keeping repeating.
I told you guys. I fucking told you guys. I told you the Halloween effect. I told you the principle that in June, July, August, September to October, it's terrible for markets. People didn't believe me because we had a pump. We had a pump in the beginning of May, and they're like, "Sell in May and go away is not applicable, bro. You're a fucking retard." Let's bring up the charts real quick because we're talking about this right now. Well, you can see Bitcoin right now on the daily went as low as $64,000 today, which is insane. All of that move has been eaten up. If we go on the weekly time frame, we're just on the daily there, but on the weekly time frame, 4 weeks of red, and after really having a nice little run up or relief rally, as some people will call it, went up as high as 83,000 or just under 83,000. We are now down to 65K. If you look at even the price chart of something like Ethereum, and I'll bring this up on screen. People said
Ethereum has been holding quite well, man. I mean,
it looks exactly the same as Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It looks exactly because key support level right here. Yeah, look.
But it's not dumping more, right? That's what impresses me because usually it was dumping so BTC would go like minus 3-4%, ETH would go like minus 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, yeah. Yeah, it was dumping a little bit more. It's like holding pretty well, and I've been seeing some people jokingly saying, sell your Bitcoin for Zcash, but some others sell your Bitcoin for ETH, because there are some people left that are still bullish on ETH and the infrastructure that can be built on top of it, right?
So these are your markers here, right? Bitcoin now 48.5% down from its all-time high. Ethereum down 63.23%. Guys, I mean, for me personally, that 80% marker would be towards 1K, maybe 900 $900. You know,
It is possible. It is possible, and the way that it looks overall, like the vibes, the charts. Personally, I have my DCA levels, and I already did like at 1.8. I did my first DCA level, and I have like the next target probably 1.5 and 1.1 would be like the heaviest, that I go. So I'm really excited to get more of those cheap prices, especially on ETH, man. Like this sad horse, I would say, that is carrying, the whole altcoins behind and everything else. It has been in a strong accumulation probably over the years. I don't know if Pulse Chain has been in a bear market for 3 years. Well, ETH essentially has been in an accumulation for a long time.
I like this zone here. I said on spaces and stuff like that before, but
Right.
Your marker is around 1.3, maybe 1.2, even as low as 1.2. If we go back on previous cycles, right, specifically for Ethereum, right, minus 81% last cycle, the cycle before that 94% down. So you could probably estimate, okay, 75% is probably what it's going to be, maybe 70%. So anything, it's going to be heavily discounted. If you get down to like 1.5, anywhere in this zone where there has been resistance before, obviously we had this back in April 2025, and a lot of people speculate or say that Ethereum has previously, historically, bottomed quicker than Bitcoin, because back in June of 2022, it hit its bottom. Bitcoin hit its bottom back in November. You can see in November it actually went up to 1K, but that $800 mark, where a lot of people were like, "Holy crap, they're so discounted." That was back in June. So, does it retain the early bottom? Was this an early bottom here, 1.4K? It's an interesting one.
Do you see the same fear in the markets at this moment, even if we are dropping, we are dropping like quite fast in the past few days? Do you see the same fear in the markets or from the people like capitulating? Because there has been a bull market on the other coins. So you have majors dropping and you have some mid-size altcoins. I mean, I don't know if you even call them like altcoins, but you have like Hype, you have Zcash, you have Near, you have some other coins that are really WorldCoin. I don't even know what is that, man. I just know like it's been pumping.
This is the Irish coin, right? Like this is the one where like you put your iris in and you get some free coins and all that shit.
But this is like the problem, because usually what was happening, Bitcoin was dropping like crazy, and altcoins were also dropping. They were falling.
Look at the but on a monthly basis, right? Look at the altcoins, right? Every single one is red. Everything's
right,
red.
but you still have like those coins out of nowhere that are pumping in this kind of scenario.
Sure, yeah.
So, like, is it the real bear market?
No, but I would argue that, okay, as liquidity dries up, there are market makers and there are people that are trying. There's always a market. There's always so the idea that there's never something in crypto that could actually do something is like, it's just liquidity swirling to a different new coin. The hype thing, I can't tell you how many Solana degens have been talking about HyperLiquid. And this is what we're seeing here. Look, Pepe's down 20% for the month. You got Pengu down 28%, Trump coin down 13%, Ethereum down.
You don't want to bring the Trump coin in.
XRP down 12%, right? Like Arbitrum down 18%, Dash Shiba Inu down 14%.
Most of those coins feel like, just coins that are bag holders.
Dude, even
Probably not
HyperLiquid
even
has been
crypto.
popping like heck, right? It's only up a 2x. The only one that
Right.
you can really say
Only.
is these ones here, 1, 2, 3. This over the yearly basis on crypto bubbles here. So like Cash, that's the only one that's really gone parabolic.
Right. What in the world? We don't have PDI on that bubble?
We don't have PDI. We could talk about PDI.
Actually, we're gonna talk about ProveX today even more because we had some interesting price movement on ProveX, and we had to do it yesterday because the show was gonna be spicy about ProveX and what's going on. Do you want to go straight in pulse chain
Okay,
ecosystem?
let's bring. Well, you know, I mean, I guess it is the subject of this thing. I posted something, a quick little. I've been using the new features on X, which can reply to certain things with a video. The actual tweet seemed to. I mean, this is for crypto, kind of blow up. By the looks of things, the 6,000, nearly 7,000 views already, and that was posted quite a few hours ago. So it's kind of
That new
crazy.
feature is gonna be like, I don't know if it's a TikTok or Instagram method, but reacting to posts is
Yeah,
gonna be a new way to shill your bags and work for your bags, and like literally so easy. You just go to one post, you post, quote, retweet, you just press react to this video, and you just make the video and instantly can post. Actually insane. You know what, one feature that they should add is like some captions, maybe a
yeah,
little bit later. But this is actually
very cool.
insane, man. Good
Like
tech from
TikTok,
Elon.
but more importantly, you know, like it's very interesting to have people's opinions. I do think it's very personal as well. We're looking at speaking of ProveX, right? ProveX, obviously, the project.
Peer-to-peer fiat crypto exchange, you know, don't
Well, it's
trust.
down 72%
But
right now.
actually, you know what's funny? At I was looking at the DEX update, and it was like trust is dead, you know. And then you look at the chart, and I was like, huh, trust is
Well,
fucking dead, man. When
this was the point I was trying to make a little bit earlier in this video, right? This specific, hold on, this specific video. Let me get my face out of the
you
picture.
can let it play full, man, if you want.
Yeah, you want to play it? Okay, all right, let's do it. Let's
Just
do it.
let
Can
it
you hear
play.
the audio? Let me see.
I can't hear it. No.
You can't hear it. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to sort that out. So essentially, I mean, Richie obviously said the following, right? And we'll just bring it up on screen so you can see. When everyone plans to buy the dip, yeah, this was the status that Richard said: buys dip and there's no dip, lol. And then he put the contract address. Okay, so this was during the start of ProveX, and yeah, look, I've said this before. It's really freaking hard to pump chart and keep it going, right? And he kind of pumped the price. He put this tweet probably around here, and you can see just from there, like on the daily basis.
Motion. That's you call motion, bro.
Or look at the weekly. That's horrendous. You know, so it did do its thing, right? It did go above sacrifice price. For a lot of people, it would have been. I think some people were saying 6, 7, maybe eight.
No,
eight.
that's way too much. It
Maybe
was
not.
probably
You know,
around 3-4x on the pool, on the big pool with the guys where they got like the maximum allocation, the maximum multiplier.
right.
For random people, that was barely like maybe at 2x, barely.
Yeah, no, I heard that. If you want in Buck's pool, where he took 500k from that, GG's. But there was a big pool, and out of the 16 million that was contributed, I mean, the first thing that became apparent was he wasn't going to take any tokens from his own ecosystem. He wanted fresh Ethereum, fresh stable coins, you know, any other token but his tokens. Okay, so that was the sacrifice or the IPO for this thing. And then it did do a bit of, you know, it's got a decent amount of liquidity. It did actually do a few X's if you got into the best pool. But there was only a few people that were doing that. And you look at it now, It's down 72%. Probably people would consider buying it at 90% plus down. When you look at the general ecosystem of Pulse Chain, it's a rhyme and a theme, right? It's like, okay, 95+% is the theme. So it's not there yet. This is wrong from Pulsefolio. But something like Ink, right, down 99%. eHex nearly 99% down. Pulse 97.31%, Pulse X 95.66% from its all-time high, and your PHEX 96.33%. And people were like, "Oh yeah, it's very very low liquidity," but I had a few arguments today on Spaces where I was like, even if it's low liquidity now, what stops someone from just allowing this to bleed itself out whilst the prices of the macro, your Bitcoins and stuff like that, goes further down? Because from what I can see on the chart, and if we look at the different indicators and things of that nature, there's still more pain to come, right? I've said this many times. This range right here is
Is
probably
that
my
200 weekly?
so yeah, you can. I mean, if you want the actual 200 weekly, 200 weeks right there, which is at 61,836, right? So you can see that there, 61,836. This pink line here, but also you got the 377, and I think when it goes to that marker or goes towards that, I mean, we're going to see more max pain. A reminder: last cycle, it went below this blue line here. It actually went 15% further down from this blue line, which is your 377, as you can see just here. Okay. And that was your Pico bottom. That's your 15K in pray, from 18K, which was what the moving average was, went down to 15K. That's why some people were saying, oh, it'd probably go down for like 45, 46, something like that. I don't rely completely solely on that, but I do think that we are on a trajectory, you can see here, of going to the next line, right? You don't have to be an absolute expert in TA to see which price lines
Right.
it hit and dropped off of. It came up here, tried to hit this line here, and then it's just dropped down, broken down, and it's headed in a bearish momentum towards this line here. Again, in this range is going to be beautiful for a purchase. A 55K Bitcoin is going to be amazing. Ethereum is a little bit harder because it doesn't respect those lines as much, and this is an issue. If we go off the moving averages here, let's bring this up if it's going to load. Okay, you can see if we go on the weekly, you can see that previously, there's a lot of lines here, so 1 second.
Yeah, I believe we'll have to look even like more closer to the ETH BTC chart, because that's the one usually I was looking,
Yeah.
to try to figure like, oh, is it ETH close to bottom, or is it ETH like not really ready? But
Well, yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. Let me get these moving averages off, but there's certainly holding in a bit of a range. It's been declining slightly. Okay, this is ETH priced in Bitcoin.
that's what I was feeling. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's what I was feeling, because ETH dump is kind of delayed, man. ETH dump is not happening as fast or as heavy as I was expected to. And like this chart is showing it perfectly. It's still like it didn't even went down. It went up, right? It's holding pretty well. So
it went up in August of 25, right? So it went up in that period.
So it was performing well.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say that, because it dumped so far down, like to the same level that it hit in September 2019. Then you can see the price of Ethereum outperformed Bitcoin, went up as high as basically 8% of a Bitcoin, right? If you see it on the right hand side here, it says 0.08, so pretty much 8% of Bitcoin, which was its local high back in December 21, and then it's capitulated. And I remember down here, I was like, man, it's a really good purchase for Ethereum or around these markers here. However, this cycle it only got to like 4%, right? So it's halved in terms of its respect of Bitcoin. Bitcoin obviously did so well this cycle, and so it only was about 4%. We're now sitting at about 2%. Could it go down to 1% again, or just under 1%?
I
Just
would love to see it like not probably like a
it's
week and maybe get a double bottom or a higher low, you know. Even
yeah,
if we go
possibly.
below that, it would be even more bullish, actually, in my opinion.
100%. I mean, if it comes to this line, this is why you got to look at ratios. Like when we look at these ratios, and we say that Ethereum's undervalued. Well, it really is. Like
It is,
it
it
is,
is, and it's not.
but
If you look,
again, if it goes down to this market here, I mean, it's like it's going to be insane. But like
yeah,
if
but
you
it
go back to
doesn't
this
even,
line,
you know, that thing is, it's like, it doesn't even mean it has to go like way, way, way down. It just has to like underperform against Bitcoin. So Bitcoin can like drop and then remain stable, and it keeps bleeding for a little bit more. If it finds a bottom earlier than that, usually what it tends to respect, and we see when it doesn't hit a double bottom or it doesn't hit that range, it can bounce, but it's never a full bounce where you get the full price action. When you actually get the bounce on the trend, you actually get an explosive bounce. So that's like the bullish case where you have like everything pumping left and right, right? And some of the altcoins.
yeah, yeah. I mean, okay. So one of the things that I like when it comes to, we got rugged from an altcoin season. Now we had an altcoin season, but we got rugged in terms of like the expectation of altcoin seasons.
Oh man, yeah.
You know, like we did have some
Like
stuff.
it's a, you know, altcoin season is
Trump
like
rugged us,
me.
bro.
It's like me waiting for an NFT season to come back. That's that's what altcoin season looks like.
It's currently nearly altcoin season, actually. When you look at the price, and this is kind of your altcoin season index. I do like using this.
Let me ask you this: what do you think? Because I've seen Ansem post about something like that, where he was like, "Oh, so Bitcoin can start bleeding, and some of the altcoins to start rising." You know,
Yeah, I agree with him in terms of altcoin season. Let me just go into this scene here.
because normally that's what happens. You know, like hey, Bitcoin is losing its dominance and some of altcoins are pumping, but they if it's not pumping, majors are not pumping. So how does this rotation
I
come?
think
Like
I think
what's the logic? Does it came from
the,
stocks? Because stocks
the
are
logic to me is that there has to be a pump somewhere. And so when you are a market maker and a manipulator in terms of like price, you then decide that a lower market cap altcoin is much easier to send. It doesn't take too much money. And it can look like an outlier. Actually, one of the things that I think I love the fact that HyperLiquid's doing so well, and shout out to HyperLiquid. But I've said this before, you know, it's only going to last for a certain time before it follows exactly how the rest of the macro is doing. And they prop up certain narratives, right? It could be like,
yeah,
you know, I remember,
privacy, AI,
yeah,
everything,
privacy,
you
this, that,
know,
and the other,
buybacks.
buy and burn, buybacks, and stuff like that. The real effect, it probably has some effect, but the narrative itself probably has a stronger pull. And then, like, people just follow where the money's going, right? They buy green candles. So if the rest of the market's completely bled, and this is the amazing part of decoupling from the rest of the market and saying that you're decorrelated, is that you can send something that is much less to send. You don't have that. You don't have to put that much money to actually move the price quite quickly. Ironically, we see this on Pulse Chain right now. PDI, very and amazing, by the way. I know people say that I hate PDI. I don't hate PDI, people.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I
exactly.
think,
Don't hate the
I,
PDI, man. It's not
but
about the coin, you
I
know.
know what it's doing. Like I know that there are insiders that are pulling the money together to then pump the coin, right? And it's decoupled from the rest of the core coins, which makes me laugh because I'm like, okay, so what you're doing is you're stimulating or creating a pump, and people would then FOMO that in, and we just saw one of the big whales who was in ProveX, $150,000 that was dumped into PDI.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the top two. It was the top two sacrificer of
Number two, yeah.
ProveX. Yeah. What do you
Yes.
think about the change? Because he literally pulled 150 bands from ProveX, basically making the new low, the bottom,
Yeah.
local bottom
Big ass
probably
wick
of
here, you can
ProveX,
see this now.
and he swapped into PDI.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, if you bought that dip, I mean, GG's to you because you're
Well, yeah,
like
I did trade. I did take
25% on your bag right now.
I did cut like a little bit of that trade, not as big as I was like.
Look at the wick as well, right? Like it's almost exactly the same in terms of the daily, right? It's actually insane. Look at the doji on it, because it's like he bought a shit ton and people were selling their position, and then he sold a shit ton and people bought up his position. It's like
insane rotation.
yes,
Bull chain has always been about the rotation, the mind games, because that's one thing that I didn't really like in the beginning. Right now, I'm like really comfortable because I see, okay, so I just, people give me this opportunity, why not take them and just like rotate, one that goes like they're trying to push through some boundaries that are like tops, kind of, and they're selling something that is bottom. So when you get those opportunities, you just take the rotation. You can make like a easy 50% on the day on Pulse chain, which is not bad, and you have like the liquidity to swap in and back. But yeah, what do you think about that trade?
Yeah, I mean, it's FOMO, right? Like, I'll be honest with you, I just see this individual as just FOMOing the trade. Like PDI, obviously rounded bottom, seems to be moving up. The last few weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of green candles. So you're FOMOing in, trying to chase the pump, and I think you do take a lot of risk by doing that. And I mean, where's your exit plan as well? We saw this with ProveX, dude. Like when ProveX actually came out, people just sold all of their like core tokens, and the whole chain dumped, and they bought up ProveX, even though they were buying a top or a local top, or it was actually the top, like the all-time high for ProveX. So in the same way, I think when you look at this, it's like, okay, something is pumping. It's being talked about. We talked about it the other day. So what am I going to do? I'm going to FOMO in, and because it's the only thing that's really pumping on the chain right now. There's nothing going on, and so yeah, it's just capital rotation, and I think people are going to get chopped up if they try to go and sell. Right? Could be slippage wise. Could be also the fact that people are seeing this and going, right, okay, big whales come in, this is my sell point, or this is something that I can sell locally.
The thing is, like, they even speak about, we found a new way to mint more PDI. Mint more PDI, guys. That means you gotta get dumped the fuck on a bit later, whatever, because I still like what they're saying makes no sense right now with the layer 2, the bridge, and like mint more PDI and stuff like that. It's just a new narrative that they want, because they still have tons of like PDI just to dump to, there is like, I mean, I understand the pump is good and like some people are cheering. And the thing is, the PDI guys, like, no hate, but they are not even fucking cheering about the Pulse chain or the chain itself.
No.
They are cheering for their own bags, right? And they are speaking about that. And like, as much as they try to support Richard Hard and the Pulse chain ecosystem, they're just cheering about their bags to go to $1 and make.
I don't think half of them own even one single Pulse.
That's what I mean. They're not even like about Pulse chain. They're about more of their bags, and they're even cheering when Pulse Chain is down. Their fucking home ecosystem is down, and their coin is up. And it's like, bro, that's delusional. Whatever you like, that mindset for me, it's like just it's fucked up. But anyway, what do you think about ProveX? Like, do you see any trade in the future? Do you see yourself buying any, or
Dude,
it's like just another?
I don't. And so someone just said PGC is holding up pretty good. Red candles look terrible.
What are these at, like 25 millions or something like that? I haven't looked at PTGC at all.
PTGC right now, yeah, I can bring this up on the screen.
It's been one of the strongest altcoin on Pulse Chain. The previous pump.
Yeah.
And
market cap wise, like 20 mil right now. 20 mil.
20 mil. Wow.
Went up as high as 384 mil.
That's very impressive for Pulse Chain.
Yeah,
man.
It is very impressive. Probably the best coin on chain with attacks as well, which is hilarious. But I mean, the cool thing about PTGC, the thing that not pisses me off, but the thing I have to look at is just this, right? It's like, let's go on this. This is the most important chart, in my personal opinion, is it versus Rat Pulse, because as much as the price is going up, or holding certain levels or whatever, you can see that like your Rat Pulse versus PTGC is going down, or has been if you bought that local top, right? It's 17. Went up to 17.74 PTGC per pulse, now down to I think 10, I believe. So I keep an eye on those things. I think if you're looking to kind of shitcoin, or not shitcoin, because I don't think that's fair to say.
It's more like,
if you're looking to be in altcoins within a certain ecosystem, doesn't matter if you're on Solana, doesn't matter if you're on Base, doesn't matter if you're on Pulse Chain, you're looking at what the gas token is and how it's outperformed the gas token. So that's the most important factor, because if it's really outperforming that, you're getting a better deal. Basically, you're getting a better rate. You're doing well. It's actually pumping. That's the most important thing, right? Do you check it versus Rat Pulse, or you check it versus someone else?
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think about ProveX, bro? That's a good question. Throw it back to you. Yeah.
The thing is, like, we did have a sacrifice, right, on ProveX, and it is basically a fork of ZK P2P. Uses the zero knowledge proof, which is he hasn't invented something, and it's been in beta testing. It hasn't been out there for people to use. It's been rushed. For me, it's like it was launched in kind of weak market. It's been rushed. Zero marketing, right? We do have the coin. We don't have anything yet backing it, which makes me like, why would I? The only thing, it's a fresh coin. It has way lower, not even a risk, but it has like less people that are interested in one of his coins, and the liquidity is with USDC, and it's not paired with Pulse. So that's making it a strong contender in my portfolio. If it goes into the range where I can feel, okay, I want to buy it for the long term, but I want to see something more, because he posted the CA. He posted about it probably once or twice, once about the sacrifice, and the second time when it was live and he posted the CA. After that, we have like pure silence, nothing, right? So what's the bullish scenario? There is like, bro, I want to see at least something.
Dude,
right? I can buy pure of charts, but I want to see something. What's the vision behind that? Because we have Liberty, and they have like their flywheel where they buy, like they have their coin that are supporting the Peacock, and they are introducing all those mechanisms and technology from the bridges, from the swaps, from the railgun child integration. They have like a lot of cool stuff building around that will support the coin. And like, I would much rather buy into something like that. If I want like a shitcoin, as said, a meme coin, or like a small altcoin, I would take more risk over there when I see like the tech is working and the people behind are building. You have constantly updates. You can see behind that, rather than like, okay, I like ProveX. It's like from the founder, but chart wise, it looks bad and you have zero updates. So I'm not looking yet to hold any long-term position, even though the prices are like really cheap. Even though the prices are like really cheap.
Well, I think the problem is that regardless of the fact that it's what 70% or 60% down, it's going to go down to 90+%. So what's the point in doing it too early? Because every other ticker's done the same. So why would you deploy straight away? I mean, up to you if you feel like you want to DCA it, but my personal opinion is like, I won't want to wait. There's 90+% down. Okay, and like you said, was rushed, was brought out very, very quickly. And you look at the bearish momentum, you're probably like, hey, listen, I could buy this way cheaper. I could buy more units way cheaper, and nothing's really changing. If my thesis on the the end of this year or near the end of this year is your bottom, towards that kind of October mark. But
also the weird part is like he's known for buying his coins up, right? He's known for that. But right now the delusion is so like bad, because what are you buying? Are you buying like more hacks? Are you buying PLS hacks? Are you buying PLS? Or what ProveX? Like what are you gonna buy like to rise your ecosystem, right? So you have to think about that. And he's gonna buy probably when the ETH goes above like 4K, because I'm not seeing him.
No,
Maybe,
you got to
maybe even higher.
six.
Maybe even higher. And
Yeah, 6. Yeah.
and the question is like, is he gonna buy again or not? Right?
I mean, like every single founder buys their own token. We see this with Justin Sun. We see this with ZZ. We see it with,
But the thing is, there is a big difference, because they have a real tech behind that are bringing the cash flow, right? They have the system in place where it brings like constant cash flow. They have the funds. As for Pulse Chain, you rely basically on the money that he bought the ETH with and the sacrifice that he did. So
yeah.
what? You're doing another sacrifice to raise more money?
Well, it's the model. I mean, it's not like, I don't know. It's the model, so that's what they do. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. I think you just have to be quiet as what he's doing now. I think you just be quiet and just allow for the max pain. Max pain is really important. Max pain is like super important. Start posting about cheeseburgers and Big Macs and how much they cost, rather than talking about your own chain. That's the most important thing.
Well, he hasn't been tweeting at all about his chain or the coins. He's
Well, so the other thing is, I think there's an understanding that the market's going to go down further. Okay, like this. If you've not seen it already, we've seen Peter Schiff already say that the price of Bitcoin is going to 20K. Obviously, it's just ridiculous, stupid. Don't listen to Peter Schiff. Price actually, as we're speaking, has just dropped below 65K again. We're at $64,912. Support levels around here, the 60K mark. It could go further, but this is the most important thing, right? Strategy and Bitmine down 16 billion combined on BTC and Ethereum. You can see here, the average cost was 76K, essentially $75,699. 7.25 billion unrealized loss. Tom Lee, I mean, look at Tom Lee here, bro. Like, absolutely, you can see the pressure getting to him. Average cost of $3,400 and 8.74 billion unrealized loss. Two of the largest holders of Bitcoin and Ethereum are deep underwater. And what's scary to me, I don't think people really understand, and I harp on about this, and I feel like I'm repeating myself, broken record. But the reason why I say this is that if you go to the Bitcoin treasuries, okay, the MNAV is way below. Okay, if it goes below one, just means it's not profitable in terms of its shares versus the cost basis of what they bought their Bitcoin from. But I can go to pretty much every single provider on the list. I wonder if it shows here, right? 21 Capital, Metaplanic, Mara, Bitcoin Standard Treasury, Bullish, Strive. You could go through all of the big public companies. And most of these guys are way, way, way below, into the price is way below their average entry price. That's the scary
That's
thing for
funny.
me. I mean, obviously they don't have as much Bitcoin as MicroStrategy, right? But it is quite nerve wracking when you go and you see, okay, this is not, look here, right? The average cost for the third biggest treasury company for Bitcoin, Metaplanet, is $97,593. That's where it was at. You then go down, you can have a look at, say, let's go for Mara, for example. Mara right now, they've been selling the last two times they've been selling. They sold in May and they sold in January, February, March time. Okay, so they aren't doing too well. That's net change. They've sold 33%, 17,000.
Well, they actually listen to Salon May, right? Walk away. They're probably like,
That's right. That's right. And you can go down this list for people maybe wanting to know this, bitcointreasuries.net. It's very important to have a little look at this and just get a bit of an idea of these treasury companies, because, these guys are some of the bigger guys when it comes to this. I don't think this one shows the amount, but again, you can go down. When did they last buy? So they actually bought last year in July and haven't really changed since then. Oh, I didn't mean to open that up. We can go further down. Let's go on to Bullish as well. And just looking at it, let's see the cost basis. Okay, it's not got the cost basis amount. If you go to the second one, I think the second one, let's go to, not Metaplanet, let's go to the other one second. 21
yeah. The
Capital.
thing is, all those big guys are like underwater, and
Apart from 21
bad.
Capital, to be fair, they're way above. Their premium, MNAV premium is pretty damn good. Yeah, by the looks of things, they're doing okay, because MNAV's your important thing. Let me see this cost basis. Okay, it's not got the data for that. So the second biggest company, that's the only one I think on this list. You can go down. I was checking the top 15, but you can go down, and when you see like, right, we paid 98,000 basically for each Bitcoin that we own. Now we're down to like 64,000. It's crazy, man. It's
But
kind of crazy.
yeah, short term, it could be max pain. And we actually had a question. We didn't go through the chat at all today, but we had a question the previous live, and someone asked in the chat how long it would take for Bitcoin to reach 1 million market cap per coin, or something like that, right? And actually, I found an old post from Ben, which he posted Bitcoin reaching from 500K to 1 million, probably at around in 232, like 2032 to 2035. So we have like couple of years from there, right? But he's like, okay, I can see the scenario. Like, I can feel this thing not dying out, getting even more adoption, getting maybe, getting a little bit higher at that valuation where we've been looking at, like probably in the top 5, top 3, right? Next to the gold and the Nvidia, which is crazy because those market valuations are like
insane, way too high. And they'll crash.
Quantum Hex. What is up?
Yeah.
Great to see some old hexicans, like still vibing around, not giving up, being down minus 90, 95, 98, what it is right now, hex. Haven't looked at my hex bag because it's been constantly on red.
Hard to watch, bro. Hard to watch when you see these prices, but
Minus 96%, 0.33 on hex. That's way cheaper than it was at 0.5 PLS. I've been DCAing a little bit, honestly. It might not be the bottom for sure, but the pulse chain itself, it used to be front running the whole markets all along until lately that it got a little bit decolorated from the whole vibe situation with the new sacrifice and stuff like that, right? Because that
agreed. Yeah,
that implied a lot of new sell pressure and like disbelief in that area. I'm still bullish, man. I'm still bullish. I don't know when the time is coming because 2026 probably one of the years that will be like the opportunity time. We can get maybe like the lows right now in June. We can get like some lows in June. I told you about June, but that doesn't mean like we can have a small correction pump and then we can form a new low, like maybe Q4 and find, maybe October. We'll see.
We'll see if it's
that's the area where you have capital. Don't listen, guys. Don't listen to Sailor. Don't fucking sell your kidney. But that's a good time to get some capital, get some exposure, right? Get some exposure to the coins you like. Maybe PLS, maybe ETH. Maybe you want finally, because we have so many people in crypto that actually have no exposure to Bitcoin at all, right? And say what you want, but if you bought like not an altcoin, but Bitcoin, you'll be up pretty nicely from 20K to like 100,000K.
Yeah, we will see. It's going to be an interesting few months. Strap in, guys. Get ready. Guys, the most important thing that I would say as well, we're going to be back, and we're going to be back tomorrow as well. We have a guest in the late evening. That's going to be Andy Lian, obviously quite well known in the Binance space. We're going to speak to him, also to talk about his new book as well, and get his thoughts and opinions on what's going on in the crypto market, talk about his personal relationship with CZ. We've also got the daily show, and that's going to be interesting to see. Tune in, like, share, and subscribe. We also have a free Telegram group that's really important to go follow. T.me/Trench Capital Lounge. Really, really important. Go there, join in, and we're trying to build something out for you guys as well. We do post in there as well when there's updates, when we've got stuff going on, and just keep interacting with you guys on a personal level as well. You can also follow us on Twitter, MoneyGangCrypto, and at SickAlpha with a 1 in between. And looking forward to what's to come. We've got an interesting end of the year. Get ready, get strapped in, get ready to get your money to DCA in, because it's going to be a chance that could really change your life in the future. So not financial advice, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with the price of Bitcoin. Any final thoughts?
You said it pretty well. Very excited about the tomorrow live. Thanks everyone for pumping in. Make sure you follow MoneyGangCrypto, SickAlpha on X. Actually, our YouTubes also, you can go check them out in our handles. We have it over there, either in the Trench Capital TG. We do post a lot of reels about news, about projects.